here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I can try to see if I bleed tonight, if I exist tonight. I don't have the time to fight, and if I wait tonight, I'm so tired tonight. I'm falling asleep when I'm home, when I'm no way to go, no one that can see through that side of the light. I can see my life is crap, I have to see them too. I just live into my world, far from the pain, the feel. Was out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the start of hell. But when I stop to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among us.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Turnbuckle Studios and the Boar's Nest proudly bring to you its Monday night Raw Preview Review Show. We are your hosts. I'm OMD. He's Bubba Duke. And we have the right hand of the Boar's Nest, the Bulkster, joining us. Gentlemen, how we doing?
Doing great.
I'm good. I just want to go Bulkster, 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 Bulkster. Like, dude, it is so great to have you back on camera, at least for tonight. I will take it.
I appreciate it.
The Bulkster is our guy. He is our source of information so that we
Yeah.
know what we are covering here each and every Monday night.
Literally, if it wasn't for him sending this and that, I'll be honest, there wouldn't be a Raw Preview Review show because I missed last week. He's literally our man that keeps this thing going. Even when he is not on camera, he is keeping the show alive for all of you out there to watch. So again, Bulkster, I know I say it all the time. You are the man. Thank you so much for doing what you do.
I appreciate
the
it.
Boar's
Thank you, guys.
Nest.
You guys are
Now,
not too
go
bad
ahead.
yourself.
right? I mean, it literally takes 3 people to run this show. And you're looking at them, people. If you don't mind doing the comments, OMD, thank you.
Not a problem. Good evening, Mr. Best. I hope all is well. We're hoping that
Go ahead, yeah.
we'll see you on the Raw Patrol tonight.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
I know you're dealing with a very tough situation, so
Yes.
best wishes to you, brother.
Don't know what's going on. Don't care to know what's going on. Not my business. I just wish you the best, my friend. But while you're here in the Boar's Nest, I would like to say thank you for our new intro for the Raw Preview Review Show. Dude, that is some crazy editing that you did for that thing, because Rhea stomp with that music kicking off, dude. I got goosebumps watching it again with you. So yeah, it was great. Gentlemen, and our esteemed guest, Mr. Best, let's get on with the review, unless OMD has something very important to say over there.
Let's do that. Let's start with the opening segment from last week, which was actually Gunther coming out to address the World Heavyweight Championship and his match at SummerSlam.
Ooh.
This was an absolutely fire segment.
Excuse me.
He went in and he ran Damian Priest's career and past through the mud.
Oh, wow.
Despite the credibility that Damian has had, and Damian not shying away from his past in introducing it.
Look who decided to show up. Mr.
Parrish.
Parrish.
Welcome
Hope
to the
you're
show,
enjoying
brother.
that vacation. Hope you're enjoying that vacation, brother. Thank you for showing up. Give that little man of yours a hug and a squeeze from all of us here in the Boar's Nest. And yourself.
Parrish visiting his brothers Matt and Jeff in North Kakalaki.
Yeah, right. Just headed to the compound. Meanwhile, they're headed to Michigan,
right?
For a Comic-Con thing. With, did you hear who's going with them?
I have not.
One, Lex Luger will be in attendance with the Hardy Boys.
Okay, and suddenly I'm kind of glad I didn't even know about
Didn't
this
go.
Comic-Con.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to get the guy's autograph just to have a picture and an autograph of Lex Luger. But I would probably cry the entire time because he does not. And I will say it again. He does not look very healthy these days. Just everything's catching up to that man that he did over the years. So
Right. So
yeah. So your first segment.
Now, Bubba, we know you did not see Raw last week. You were not on the Raw Patrol.
No.
This segment was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And Gunther carried the promo for probably the first 10 minutes until Damien came out.
Okay, so the way I'm gathering it is Gunther came out, basically addressed what he needed to, and then let one Damian Priest take over the promo. Did they go back and forth after that?
They did not. Damian Priest literally held the mic up like he was going to say something and then clocked Gunther.
Oh,
so yeah,
some cojones.
it was. Did you watched Raw the previous week, right?
Yeah.
So it was. Gunther came out, basically was telling Priest that he's street trash again.
Yeah.
Going through that whole spiel, and this time he does come out and just rocked him.
Just annihilated the kid.
And they just brawled throughout the whole arena.
They
referees
went
came in
the
out.
ring even.
You can tell that WWE is turning him into a face,
yes.
Damien, because fans were cheering for Damien when he came.
Yes, everybody was cheering for Damien. They've had Damien doing babyface tactics even on the tour of Japan that they've just been doing over the weekend.
Yes, I seen clips of that. Very interesting, by the way.
So yes, it was an absolute fire segment. And that's all, of course, leading into this coming Saturday at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Of course, yes.
So I mean, and then even after the break from them, because Damien was actually hitting refs and security and all that to get to Gunther, and it finally got to the point where even after the commercial break, and now they're showing backstage, and Gunther was kind of like walking it off, and all kind of here comes Damien out of nowhere, and they start fighting backstage.
Yep.
And until they basically are outside the arena.
Yes, they both got thrown out of the building for the rest of the show.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's cool, dude. I'm sorry I missed it, but I had to. I couldn't come in.
Absolutely.
So do you think we're gonna have repercussions from that, like we did with Punk and McIntyre? Is there going to be a stipulation put on them? Don't go around each other till SummerSlam?
No, I don't think we're going to get that. I don't believe we have them scheduled for a face-to-face. I'm sure we're probably going to get a video package on it tonight. Probably some type of a backstage segment with each of them.
Like a pre-recorded kind of thing?
No, I think we'll see a live interview with them, but I don't think we're going to see it translate into in-ring and physical contact tonight.
Okay. Two separate rooms kind of thing, not knowing where each other are, but know that they're in the building.
Yeah.
So right after that incredible segment, they moved on to the Intercontinental #1 contender match.
I was just going to get out of my head, bro.
Yeah.
Get out of my head. I was literally just going to ask you guys, what was this match like between Braun Breaker and Dragunov? I know how I see it going, but I want to know if that's how it went. You know what I mean?
Again, another hard-hitting affair. This was just This wasn't even a clinical masterpiece. This was just a masterpiece in terms of a brawl and two guys who can fight.
Okay.
There was a time Ilya had hit a power bomb and got a 2 count.
Timeout. Did you say the little dude power bombed Braun Breaker?
Yeah. He punched him in the jaw, then hit a power bomb and hit for 2 count. And I mean, it was an incredible power bomb.
Wow.
That he did
also,
it. That the fans were chanting, "This is awesome." I mean, the fans were going crazy.
Ilya also hit a Death Valley driver on the ring apron.
Yeah, it was sort of like a attitude adjustment.
Wow. So this was literally, I love taking words out of this man's mouth, but a slobber knocker of a match.
Oh yes, absolutely.
So the finish was after he hit that Death Valley driver on the apron, and Braun kind of was getting up. It looked like Ilya was going to jump from the apron, and Braun basically speared him in midair on the outside. Now, the whole thing, I think they were trying to play it off as Ilya hit his head on the back of the apron going down, even though you can clearly see it. I don't think he hit.
He was one of these really
it was like super close. So
it was just the impact, I think, of the spear, because he got him up here and then had to come down hard on the outside mat.
It was one of those spear ups, and coming down was the.
So I think they were going for like, hey, let's make it look like he hit his head, because then at that time Iliad act like he was knocked out.
Okay.
Like just staring up into space.
But Ilya could not even squeeze the ref's hand when she went to check on him. Like, she squeezed his hand and there was nothing.
There was no movement, no nothing at all. So he was legit out.
He was
like,
he was looking like you could see the glazed look in his eye, and there's no
response. Wow. Okay, that's deep. So is he, at this point, we're assuming that the ref stopped the match. I mean, I'm not there. I don't know.
Ref stopped the match, and then they had 2 women medical staff members kind of come up and was checking on him and everything. And I think it was at the time they went to commercial. By the time they came back,
they did one of these.
They didn't show us.
They didn't do an X, so I know it wasn't.
Okay. No, they didn't show us anything about Ilya being taken out on a stretcher or into an ambulance. They also didn't show us them taking Ilya out of the arena.
Yeah, so
in any capacity.
So we don't have a clue whether this dude had actually ended up at the hospital getting scans done, whatever, being checked out. So I'm going to assume we may not see him tonight.
I would not expect to.
Possibly not. No.
Now, here's my question, and I hope Chris Best is still in the in our comment section here, Mr. Commander Data. Has a referee stoppage ever happened in a number 1 contender match for the IC title? I personally don't think it's ever happened. Ever. I think this is the first time it's ever happened that I can remember.
Right.
As part of a story, I don't think so. I don't remember many that have stopped in stoppages.
Right.
That's story related, because I think it's going to end with a story of some kind of,
So you see this as being a twist in the story of Dragunov and his character.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to be upset if that's what it is. And if dude's really hurt, I'm sorry that you got hurt. Since he's come to Raw, I've been doing a lot of research on him because we do this program. The guy can wrestle, and I've never seen him hurt like this. So if he's hurt, my best wishes go out to him that, a speedy recovery. If it's a storyline, I'm sold, because I believe the dude's hurt. Like, you got me kayfabing over here going, oh my God,
yeah.
So if Best is in there, here we go. What's he say here? I don't recall any but this has to be a work. BC being probably because I haven't seen any reports on the extent of his injury. Sorry, I read a little slow, people. It takes me a minute, but so we haven't heard anything.
True. No, they've kept everything very tight-lipped. You're right.
Correct me.
Thought about that.
Right, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel kayfabe is so alive again because we don't hear reports, we don't see things on the internet, nothing's been leaked. You know what I mean? Like, we're literally in this story of, hey, this dude's legit hurt. Like, what's going on? And I've been looking all over the internet. I haven't seen nothing about him being hurt to the point where he had to go to the hospital, or they just took him in the back and he was fine. Nothing.
Right.
Back in the day, you would find out right away. Oh yeah, he was taken to the hospital. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
And you'd see pictures of him
again. They may have said something on commentary. I didn't hear it because I have to watch Raw with my TV at such a low volume.
Yeah.
And best here plugging away on Turnbuckle Talk.
Shamelessly promoting Turnbuckle Talk tomorrow.
Shamelessly promoting Turnbuckle Talk, where you can also catch me,
that guy,
along with Best and Carl Carafel tomorrow night at 8:05.
Right. Okay. So, as we understand, this never happened before, storyline or otherwise, that we can all recall. And I mean, Best is my guy when it comes to the information of wrestling. He's got his poop together, so to speak. What was the next match that you guys want to cover after this incredible Dragunov?
Well, after they got done that, we went to a Lyra Valkyrie with Caden Carter and Katrina Chance versus Sonya Deville with Shayna and Zoe Stark.
Yes, it was Lyra versus Sonya, but the respective
both
teams.
Factions were there.
Yeah.
Okay. Does Sonya's team have a name, like a legit name yet? And don't say the one you said off air, bruh, because that's just not right.
Not yet.
What? What do we call them? Like,
again, this was again a damn good match, and I'm going to speak for Best here as well.
Okay.
Because we are excited that we are getting the NXT ass-kicking MMA style out of Sonya Deville again.
Oh yeah, she's from MMA, right?
She is.
I forgot all about that.
And Sonya Deville did pick up the win due to shenanigans late in the match, which actually did not go the way I expected it to. I was expecting this match to literally devolve within the first 5 minutes and be made a 6-woman tag.
Oh, you were thinking everything was going to just go sideways.
Absolutely.
Wow.
But we are going to get that 6-woman tag tonight.
Okay.
So the match it went 8 minutes. I have some statistics. 8-minute match.
Say it again.
But 50% of statistics are made up.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it ended with some shenanigans.
Okay. Which was kind of to be expected with these women and how entwined their stories are right now. You kind of expect those things to go a little sideways. Which, go ahead.
The problem is that really there was. I'm thinking they put Carter and Chance in their KC squared because they really had nothing for them. Because really the only way this fit was because of Lyra having beaten Zoe and Shayna in the Queen of the Ring tournament.
You better not be taking us poop with you, dude, because
the Bulkster is heading out looking for his hidden chicken parm.
Right?
Bulkster's on the runway taking the dog out.
Oh, here we go. So it was a good match, though. Like
it was a decent match, well paced, even for 8 minutes.
I mean, I'm just happy that the women are getting equal airtime.
Yes,
compared to the men talent.
Yes.
Which I'm ecstatic about. And guess what? They are not dropping the ball. If this match went as good as you guys say, they're taking that ball that they were handed, and dude, they're running so far away with it. It's disgusting. Hulkster is after my chicken wings.
I don't want to know why you and Bob Backlund are making raw chicken wings tonight here, Bess.
That's awesome. So this match I really want to cover. The Final Testament going against my boy Otis and Tozawa with Xavier Woods. Now, Otis, Woods, and Tozawa didn't win this match. I know that for a fact.
No, they did not.
How was the match, though? Like, was it
For
just
me,
chaotic?
I thought it was no. Actually, it was better. It was everything that happened after the match that was far more memorable.
Okay, so tell me what happened after the match.
Chad Gable comes out with the Creed brothers,
which is his new academy, basically, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Proceeded to run Otis down.
Whoa.
Again, saying, you know, you've taken on this leadership role, which is an interesting choice because you lead with your heart and your emotions, and you don't actually think. It's not really your strong suit.
Holy Jesus.
Gave all of them the opportunity to come back and rejoin to make it a 6-man because of the Wyatt 6.
To help protect
Gable.
Yeah, because that's all he's worried about right now is covering his own butt.
Of course, Maxine and Tozawa both put their hands on Otis's shoulders and said, no, we're standing with you. And Otis said, no. So then the Creeds proceeded to attack and beat them down. And as they were about to strike with a chair, everything went out for the Wyatt 6.
Whoa. Now, did we have the actual Wyatt 6 show up, like members?
Yes. They all started walking to the ring except for Uncle Howdy.
What? Okay. Where was
then, as the smoke all filled and everybody had scattered except for Gable, who was watching them, Uncle Howdy all of a sudden appears behind them.
Wow.
Says, there you are, and proceeds to hit Sister Abigail.
Oh, dude, I regret missing Raw now. Because that's my one thing. I wanted to see how Bo would hit that, if he would even use that with that character. You know what I mean? Like, because it was such a thing with his brother. Oh, thank you for the picture. That's cool. And he did it with the mask on and everything. Like, dude, that's cool. Because that's always been a curiosity of mine. Like, are they wrestling with these masks on? How's that going to work, right?
We actually discussed all of that last week.
I figured you would have.
As well, there was prior to that, they had done a videotape, which was the interview with Nikki Cross.
Whoa, I missed that one.
Who didn't say anything other than she let out a blood-curdling scream.
That sounds about right, really. I mean, all right, before we get into the next big segment, which is our preview, I want to cover the match that Sami Zayn, Jey Uso had against Finn Balor and JD Dunham.
Well, we've got to cover a lot leading up to this match, which was the main event.
This was the main event?
This was the main event.
You got to be quick. Can you cover it quick?
This all started
when
Rhea and Dom went to the ring to call out Liv Morgan.
Okay. I'm interested.
So even earlier in the show, we had everybody was looking for Jey Uso because Dom didn't like the fact that he's been pursuing Mommy.
He's been flirting with her pretty hard. I've seen some videos online. Yeet.
But they went to call out Liv Morgan because of this.
Okay.
Liv shows up in the crowd.
Interesting. Okay.
Told Rhea, unlike you, I have self-control. I've waited this long. I can wait until SummerSlam. Guys like Dom don't go for women like you. They go for women like me. And told Dom, like, if you want to say those 3 little words, I feel the same way. And Dom
psycho.
So Dom then proceeds to grow a set.
Whoa. His chicken nuggets dropped?
They did. And he ripped on Liv, told her how much he hated her, how much she's ruined everything.
Okay.
But in the back, he and Finn had gone looking for Jey Uso. Carlito and JD had gone elsewhere looking for Jey.
Okay.
And it was during an interview with Sami Zayn about Braun Breaker that you could hear stuff happening in the back. And it was Carlito and JD beating down Jey.
Oh, Jesus.
And Sami, of course, made the save, and they set up the match.
Okay.
Which ended up, we thought it should have been Carlito and JD, but it was Finn and JD. So non-title match, but phenomenal.
Oh, they put on a
amazing match. Yes, it was brilliant.
I mean, you can't really go wrong with Sami Zayn right now. Jey Uso is hotter than lava itself right now. And I mean, Finn Balor and JD deserve to be in some big time matches because they are the champions. Like, it's about time JD has a title around his waist and not the clown of the group. But the match was good. They hit all their points. Everything was copacetic.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, well, that being said,
with the Uso splash for the win. So I was kind of surprised that we didn't get a tag team title match tonight, which could be interrupted by Braun Breaker.
But we don't know that yet. Right? Like, I don't believe anything has been released because card is always subject to change and Triple H loves surprises.
Yes.
So, I mean, go ahead.
Yeah. Best here saying there was a voice in the background of the Nikki Cross video. He is right.
Okay. So you were just probably so absorbed with everything that's been going on to that point that you just missed it. But what I would like to do right at this very minute is we're going to take a timeout and we're going to play our calendar so that everybody knows that's watching what happens here in Turnbuckle Studios and the Boar's Nest. So here's a little clip for you while we get everything ready for the next segment. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is everything that happens all week long here on Turnbuckle Studios and a couple of things that happen on both channels, the Boar's Nest and Turnbuckle Studios. Let's move on to the Raw preview. That means everything that's going to happen tonight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Let's say hi to one Charlotte.
Returning guest, Charlotte. Welcome back to the show, my dear. Thank you for joining us.
So this is the segment that I want to cover. Okay. I am talking about the special guest referee, Seth freaking Rollins, giving his instructions to one Drew McIntyre and one CM fucking Punk. Pardon my language, but I'm sold on Punk right now. Like, this guy could show up wearing the dirtiest clothes ever, and I could be like, here's my money, take it. Terry, what is your thoughts on this segment?
This is going to be, I think they did a poll on WWE.com or whatever, and this is the most anticipated match of SummerSlam.
Yeah, I don't doubt it right now.
They have set the story up, and even though it's taken a while, I love when they can do stuff like this. It's magic when they can get it to end at a certain point, and it's just like there's so much to it. And this is the first time when I see CM Punk, besides being in the Royal Rumble, being a singles match on WWE again.
Yes.
Yep.
So we've all seen his stuff that he did in that other company. And, it seemed like he was winded in a lot of those matches. But they go hard over there. I give them credit. They go hard, but they don't tell a story.
No.
So hopefully with this, they can do a slower paced match and have fast paces in certain spots, but they can tell a story without breaking people's necks and bones and everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
Right. No kidding. OMD, please give us your opinion on this segment.
This is going to be interesting, and I am predicting Seth is probably going to sit there and say, I really don't give a damn what you two do to each other at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But if there is any contact with me, I'm going to kick both your heads off.
That was my opinion too. You took the words like right out of my mouth, bro.
Basically, he's going to tell them, I'm not counting either of you out. I'm not disqualifying either of you.
Right. You just get it done with and let's move on kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because regardless, isn't Seth wanting to basically kick the teeth in on Punk anyway right now?
On Punk and on Drew from Mania and Drew taking the title.
Right. So at this point, it's like...
But the question does beg to be asked.
Okay,
in this situation for Seth Rollins, we know his history and his disdain for CM Punk. Is the enemy of his enemy his friend?
He doesn't shy about telling people how he feels about them, so we understand.
Does he maybe do the heel turn and align as the visionary with Drew McIntyre?
Right. And then at this point, does he help Drew win a title just so he can beat Drew to get that title? To say, listen, you might have beat me, but now I just beat you.
Right.
Kind of thing. Like, there's so many avenues that this story could literally go down, boys, that we're like, I feel like I am 12 again, watching wrestling as a 12-year-old, because I don't know. Again, because I feel kayfabe is so alive again for me,
right?
That we don't have a clue. This could go so many different ways, and I don't care which way it goes because this is going to be epic. My question would be to you, gentlemen. She's like, "Good, thanks."
She said, "Good thinking."
Good thinking. Yes, I read it really quick. Does Seth Rollins literally call this down the middle and play the proper referee, or do we see some shenanigans happening both ways? Not just to one guy, but to both of them.
I'm seeing the shenanigans go both ways after they literally beat the absolute snot out of each other.
Okay.
But like I said, I think he's going with I don't care what you two do to each other. Literally. I'm not counting you guys out. I'm not disqualifying you guys. This needs to be done.
It needs to be settled. Okay. You know what? Again, I don't know how Terry feels, but I don't care how this match goes because it's gonna be epic.
Yes.
Terry, how do you feel Seth is gonna handle himself as ref? How do you feel what is he gonna do?
He is going to be a visionary, of great magnitude. He already knows what's going to happen. He's probably going to use his ref abilities to either he can slow count either of them.
I think he's going to do it to both, to be honest.
There are going to be some times that they're going to be yelling at each other. Both sets will be in each other's face, and he's going to be like, "Don't be touching me!" And
yeah, I'm the referee. He's going to do one of these. I'm the referee. Don't touch me.
There'll probably be. I'm picturing a spot where somebody causes somebody to bump into him. It's by accident. He's going to think it's on purpose. He's going to stomp him, and that other person's going to win. And that person's going to be like, "Why'd you do that? It was an accident." Blah blah. And he'd be like, "I just seen it this way." And
I don't care. I'm the referee. My word.
And I feel it'll be the Punk will get the short end of the stick.
Oh, wow!
I actually think Drew will cause something to.
Yeah.
So then they can build for Seth versus Punk.
And I think you're going to see that October 5th at Bad Blood.
I think that's where it's going. See, Terry, you haven't. Okay, I get that you haven't been around for a minute, but bro, I like how that was going. I would like that. Let's go to. We have a singles match this week that I would like to cover. Hopefully that you guys want to do this as well. But it's going to be Gunther. I love saying that name. I love that name. Against Finn Balor. How do we see this match going? And is it really necessary?
It is necessary to progress the story arc of Gunther versus Damian Priest leading into SummerSlam. This is Finn saying, "Damian, I've got your back." This is Finn saying, as part of the Judgment Day, "I've got your back. I'm your brother." And this is going to be a phenomenal match.
Well, I mean, it's got Gunther in it. It's going to be a great match.
This match will probably steal the show for me.
Oh, you're calling it the match of the night?
I'm calling this the match of the night.
Okay. Wow. That's a bold prediction, my friend.
I want to see some.
What's Terry thinking? I hear your gears going, buddy. What's going on?
It's going to be an interesting match. Finn is. I don't know if he's going to have any of his proteges out there with him. At least JD.
JD will be there because he's tag team partners with him.
Will we see Damian? Probably toward the end, yes. I don't know if it'll cause Finn the match in some way, but that'll build animosity with Finn and Damian still. They're still kind of good at odds, or at least Finn is.
Is Finn still kind of muttering stuff when Damian walks
Finn's
away?
still thinking and eyeballing Damian. And
see, and I like where you're going with that, but I think Damian is probably going to, if Finn requests it, stay in the back, stay out of it until after the match.
Let me win, and then
but I do agree. I think you are going to see JD and Carlito at ringside for Finn. But I think this may be where we get the return of Ludwig Kaiser for Gunther.
To watch his back. Wouldn't you guys flip bananas if this is where I know we think he's injured, but Dragunov comes out and helps Gunther? Wouldn't that throw a wrench in everybody's ideas?
It would, but I think that is something I don't either. I think that's something saved for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that.
I'm just spitballing and
literally
out there as far as I could throw that thing, you know?
They haven't teased anything with Iliad helping them, and they haven't really talked about, hey, they have history.
No, they've been staying away from each other pretty well.
I mean, they had that first little encounter face to face, but other than that, like when Iliad first came, but I don't know. I think it's too soon for them. I think Iliad's still building a name for himself.
Okay.
So I'm gonna think they're gonna wait till Iliad's bigger on the roster before they put him and Gunther.
Oh yeah, he has
together.
Miles to go before he can get to Gunther.
But
go ahead, OMD.
I could see it if Kaiser comes back and you get him at SummerSlam, and then you could see Kaiser and Dragunov together as that tag team for Imperium.
Could you imagine though? Instead of having them feud against each other, have them team up for a while, and then like DX, they implode and they end up having great matches against each other. That would blow my mind out of the water. So who are we picking to win that match? Gunther or Balor, Terry?
I would say Gunther is going to win.
That's what you're saying too, OMD. You can see him up there shaking his head like, that's an easy pick, dude. Like, why'd you even ask that stupid question? Because I had to. Yeah. OMD, you take the next match. What one would you like to talk about that's going to happen tonight? And it doesn't have to be in order. It could be in any.
I'm going to actually go to Sheamus versus Bronson Reed.
Ooh.
This was a match we saw a couple of weeks ago on Raw where Sheamus came out on top. But then proceeded to get beat down by his former running buddy, Pete Dunne, who is on a heel turn.
Yeah.
As well as then Bronson Reed hitting the tsunami. We saw this actually last week where Pete Dunne was supposed to take on Bronson Reed, and before the match could even start, Pete Dunne got hit with a brogue kick.
Yeah, that'll leave a mark. Okay.
And we have seen Pete Dunne back and forth again between NXT and Raw.
Double duty,
and he's carrying over with this heel turn.
Okay.
On both brands.
Oh, so he's not just heel on Raw; he's heel on NXT.
He's full blown heel.
He's like, "F this place! I'm going nuts."
Yep, because
his
tag partner Tyler Bate is injured and is going to be out for 6 to 9 months.
So a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
Oof, that's rough, dude. That's rough. Who do we see winning that match? Or do we see Shenanigans interrupting it?
I see Shenanigans interrupting it. In fact, I'm going to call it right now. I think this is going to become a triple threat match tonight.
Whoa. OMD with the bold predictions again.
Yeah, I think it'll end up with a triple threat. Probably, I don't, unless they do it at if they have a pre-show match, it'll be on the pre-show.
Right.
Or it will be next week's Raw.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, fair enough. I can see that.
All right. The match gets cut short this night, and then next week we're making it a triple threat.
Especially if they want to have a longer match, because I just looked. I just didn't know exactly how many matches that they have at SummerSlam, and they already have 7 matches scheduled for SummerSlam.
Yes. And I don't know if you put a pre-show on, because I'm going to give full credit to the other place, because they have a show on Saturday evenings as well.
Okay.
And as I watched it this past Saturday, they announced that this coming Saturday, that show, which normally goes at 8 o'clock Eastern, will air at 5 p.m.
Oh, so they moved their program way up so that they're not competing with the juggernaut of WWE. Okay.
So I'm going to give them full marks and full credit for thinking.
Thinking.
It's something they don't do very well over there, from what I heard. That's cool. So you're calling interruption match being cut short. That's crazy cool. And then it's going to be turned into a triple.
If they just announced that would be so funny if Triple H was like, you know what? Let's put it on the pre-show.
Let's put on a pre-show at 5 o'clock.
There is a pre-show at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, but let's have some matches during the pre-show just to
mess with them. Yeah. Terry, what match on that list would you like to talk about before we
what was it? couple.
Okay,
I'm gonna go with, like I said, there's only 2 I'm showing left. There might, this at least on my different list here.
Yep.
I'm gonna go over Xavier Woods versus Karrion Kross.
I was hoping you were gonna cover that one. Go nuts, brother.
I think this will be interesting. Like I said, this has been an ongoing battle. People might be getting tired of it, but you know what? I think they're wearing Xavier Woods down, and maybe eventually he will join Final Testament. Maybe, or it could be Kofi. I don't know. I have no clue what they're doing, because I don't know if it would show that Xavier Woods is weak if he joins Final Testament, or what they're planning on doing. Because
how would you feel if the New Day disappears together into the New Testament? Both of them, not just one of them, because they're both been beat down pretty bad by these guys.
You know what? I did suggest this last week for both Kofi and Xavier individually.
Okay.
I even suggested it during last week's 6-man tag. What if we see Otis or Tozawa turn? Because Tozawa has been really the Santino Marella, the R-Truth, the punching bag of Raw. So, but what if this is a way for the Final Testament to introduce somebody new? What if it's their way of introducing a call-up from NXT that we haven't seen?
Never even thought of that.
And if Xavier joins Final Testament, maybe they'll change the name to the New Testament.
Oh, come on.
I really don't think we're going to see Xavier. I'm going to even put this out there. What if we see the surprise return of a guy who really has not been cleared to compete, but Big E join
Final Testament? That'd be cool.
As like a manager role kind of thing?
Well, you've already got Scarlett and Ellering, but what if you introduce Big E in an enforcer type
role?
Whoa.
This is the Final Testament.
Wow.
Final Testament.
Could you imagine? Yeah, that's deep, dude. That's a lot of thinking. That is a lot of thinking. Wow. I do want to, before we go, talk about the tag team match that's going on tonight with the Creed brothers against Tozawa and Otis, because we did cover that in the beginning. How do we feel this match is going to go?
I think this match is going to go 6 different ways.
Right, that's kind of where. Okay, you felt what I was putting out there. That's good. Yeah, I see it turning crazy, and Otis and Tozawa just going like Jey Uso, yeet, and then cartooning their butts the hell out of there. I still have flashbacks of him going yeet, and then gone. Like, dude was out of there quicker than Taco Bell. Go ahead, Terry. I see your gears going.
I think the Creed brothers are going to win, and then you're going to have Chad Gable probably already out there, but he's going to probably, get out there and interrupt or get in there and do some extra beatdowns, or attempt to do extra beatdowns, or maybe bring in chairs and tell Creeds to, have these. We're going to do some damage to these guys, and then all of a sudden lights will go out.
Okay, see, we did that last week, so I don't see it as a repeat. I think you are going to see the Creed brothers in a beatdown, and then as soon as Otis and Tozawa start to mount their comeback, whichever one gets the hot tag.
Okay.
When the Creeds start to take control again, then you're going to see the lights go out. You're going to see the smoke fill. I think you see Otis and Tozawa steal the win and hightail it.
Oh, nice.
I'm hoping we actually get some wrestling moves from Gacy and either Gacy and Rowan, or maybe all three of them.
Right. As well, I mean, I'm wondering who the interview is going to be this week for the member of the Wyatt Six.
So we've had Uncle Howdy. We've had the White Rabbit. We've had
Nikki Cross
is playing Sister Abigail. So we got the Pig and what was the other character?
Mercy. So Dexter Loomis or Joe Gacy?
I'd like to see Joe Gacy's first, to be honest.
Okay.
Because Dexter has always kind of been that quiet, dark character to me.
Right.
Doesn't say much, gets out there, kicks ass, does his thing.
I went with that last week is because his character, regardless of when he was Samuel Shaw in TNA or moved up to NXT, he was always that tortured artist. So you could see what he has to say through his art as opposed to speaking.
That's why I think leaving him to last would be the best. I mean, I'm not Triple H. I'm not Bo. I'm not in the storyline. I don't tell them what to do, but that's how I would like to see it because of the fact that he is that troubled character, that the artist, so to speak. Gentlemen, before we get out of here, let's go with the Bulkster. Where can people find you, my friend?
You can find me on the YouTubes, on the Bulkster Show. Not really been putting out too much material right now, but that's where you can find me if I do. TikTok, I have the Bulkster Show. I haven't been putting too much content out there either. Kind of been on just a
little
laying low. So
that's fine, man. At least people can go check out your TikTok. I highly recommend it. Him and his wife do some funny bits. It is great. OMD, where can the great people find you, my friend?
I apologize for that. Sorry. Yep. Not a problem. The people can find me on the Book of Faces, Daniel Hrycyk, HRYCYK. On Snapchat, One Man Dynamic, capitals on OM&D. On Twitch at OMD17 and Discord OMD6370. As well, you can catch me on one of Bubba's links, and that is YouTube at Bubba OMD.
That is right, people. That is Bubba OMD over there on the YouTubes and on Twitch at the Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke. I'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsors as well. True North Customs, my friend over there, Nathan Reed. Check out his Facebook page. He's got a lot of custom parts for your car, bike, trucks, everything, you name it. Use the promo code TNC when purchasing parts, and you will get a discount. Not exactly how much you're going to get, but you will get a discount on top of not paying taxes. And when you get those parts, and this gentleman here at Professional Auto Services has a spot for you, he will put those parts on for you. Just look up Corey, one of my good friends there. That all being said, people, it has been another great episode of the Raw Review Preview Show. Again, would like to thank Terry for coming out tonight. The Bulkster.
Thank you. Thank you.
OMD, you got any words for the people?
I do not. So, from all of us here at the Boar's Nest, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck, we out.